Let's learn from my mistakes, okay? All right. So I came out to do my normal today, exercise and do a little riding, do a little rucking. And my truck's in the shop. Jennifer's Jeep is what I'm driving today. She's got tracker. I'm out here by myself. She's several hours away, a little getaway with our daughter. And I get out of the Jeep to go around the back where I have a hoodie, because I'm going to exercise, and it's a bit chilly out here. It's not cold, but it's chilly. And I hit the unlock button to unlock the back of the Jeep, come around after I've closed the door, and realize that instead of hitting the unlock button, I've hit the lock button. And so everything's locked up. And, okay, let's talk about what happened. First off, I typically keep a key hidden on the outside of my vehicle for just such a situation, in one of those little magnetic boxes, and I go to get it. Well, evidently it's fallen off at some point in time, so there is no key. So I immediately go to the barn to find some wire to try to break into it, send the wire through and hit the unlock. Because the locks on this particular vehicle are such that I could get a wire down in there. If I could get a wire into the door, it could definitely pull it up. But after working on this Jeep, I discovered that it's nearly impossible because of the bend of the door panel and the way that it's built, which is good for people not breaking into my vehicle. So I decided to break the window instead, taking the lowest possible fix as far as money is concerned. Fortunately, on this Jeep, you've got these little bitty windows, and quite frankly, I've never replaced one, so I hope it's something I can do, but we'll find that out soon enough. But here's what I wanted to get to from a survival perspective is, first off, is you got to try to have means necessary, and you should recheck your gear. I didn't recheck on the Jeep, and I'll be rechecking on my truck to make sure the key is there where I usually keep them. Secondly, as soon as it happened, I started immediately doing what I've trained hundreds of people to do, which is, what are my priorities? Could I have issues with hypothermia? I thought about no. Obviously, I'm hydrated because I drank, because I'm getting ready to exercise. I drank two big bottles of water on my way here. And so I immediately started thinking about, what I started thinking about was, I think I'll just stay here and wait till Jennifer gets home, which is going to be several hours from now, and just work and get things done. But the work that needs to be done, not the stuff that I want to do, but the work that actually needs to be done today requires a computer, and the computer's in the Jeep. So anyway, picked up a hatchet that's in the barn, came over here, and I want to talk about breaking into a window if you have to do this for some stupid mistake like I've made. The best thing to do is hit in the corners. I keep a Rescue Me device. Let me get mine out so you can see how this works. I keep a Rescue Me device on my keychain. If you don't have one of these, you should. These little guys, you take this and put it on the corner of the window, and it has basically a little tip that comes out, spring-loaded, and pops the window. I did a video on that. I think it was for Dan's Depot a few years ago, and I went to a junkyard and busted a bunch of windows. And what I found is, number one, windshields will not break like that. You'll have to have a lot more. But if you're going to break a window, the best place to do it is in the corner, in one of those corners. Either one of these two up top or one of these two in the bottom. Because basically what you do when you hit it in the middle is there's a lot of absorption of the force that's coming in. And I mean, you would eventually break it, but you got to hit it so hard that when you hit it so hard with, for example, a hatchet, your hand is likely to go into the window. So, I mean, I know it's maybe a little bit crazy to think about, but the one that I chose, I got to thinking about using this axe on this window, and I used it just like I would if I was cutting wood, meaning I chose this corner right here so that instead of my hand going through the window, when the axe went through, my hand would go to here. Oops, my hand would go to here in case it went through. And it didn't. I hit it and it stopped. But in case my hand went through, I didn't want to hit here and go through the window. My hand hit down here. Okay, so yeah, just learning from my mistakes. We actually talked about it in class this weekend at Scout Tracker class, about making mistakes and how we can open ourselves up for ridicule. I'm okay with that. I don't care anymore. I have a YouTube channel, so I don't have the opportunity to have feelings anymore. But one of our admins in the Facebook group, Sarah Thompson, put up a quote-unquote mistake that she made at class this weekend, and it's just a fantastic opportunity to learn. So don't be bashful about sharing that. And I'm not saying you have to do it like I'm doing it, like I share things with a whole lot of people on social media. I'm not saying you have to do that. But at least within your own tribe, within your own family, in your own trusted circle, then share your mistakes, because everybody can learn from them, and then hopefully you'll keep people from making those same mistakes. So here's what I need to do to correct my own mistakes. Have a key that's better hidden in case something like this happens. And number two, be more aware of what you're doing. I wrote a chapter in my Extreme Wilderness Survival, my first book, on awareness and how to expand your awareness. And I ignored my own advice this morning, really. Basically, the lock and unlock keys on this Jeep are just the opposite of the way they are in my truck. And instead of just flippantly just boom, 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 hitting stuff, I should have actually been focused on hitting the right button and being aware and being in that moment and being mindful of what's going on, instead of just flippantly going through my daily task of opening and or unlocking a door. So just some things to consider. I hope my mistakes, I hope my mistakes help you to be better prepared. Come on, join in. Let's learn together.